Good evening, councillors, officer, member of the press and members of the public. Welcome to the Planning Committee meeting on this day, Tuesday, the 1st of November. I will start with the first item on the agenda, which is apologies for absence. Have you received any?
I've received apologies from councillors Crook and Hillier.
Thank you. Item number 2, declarations of interest. Do we have any this evening? No, I see none. Thank you. Item number 3, minutes. To approve the minutes of the Planning Committee meeting held on the 11th of October. Can I have a proposer? Thank you, Councillor Plant, seconded by Councillor Gavichak. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. And item number 4 on the agenda is public participation. Would you like to speak this evening? Yes. Okay. So whenever you're ready, you have 2 to 3 minutes. And if you just state your name before you start, you're very welcome to stand, sit, whatever, however you're comfortable. Okay. Yes, please.
Oh, okay. We're Michael and Rachel Follett. We're currently renting on Bellevue Road. We moved to the area in August 2021. Children are in local schools and my wife has accepted a local teaching position. The Town Council kindly supported our original application for the plot at Leddard. However, SODC refused this for the sole reason of impact upon trees. The application before you is a revised application, a revised design. It retains a tree that was previously earmarked for removal, the field maple T7. It proposes virtually no paving within the root protection area of T4, which is different from before, and de minimis intrusion of all other root protection areas. The application comprises a specialist RICS sunlight daylight overshadowing report to confirm there's no post-development pressure on trees, including T1 and T3. The parking area is not situated under any tree canopies. The application proposes very limited loss of tree canopy across the entire site, and the application retains and enhances screening to Peppard Lane. The application comprises a full arboricultural report prepared by an ex-TPO inspector of 12 years and ex-chair of the Arboricultural Association. A few comments have been raised so far during the public consultation process. The Highways Officer confirmed there's insufficient information that has now been issued to SODC tracking diagrams in and out of the site, along with a supporting analysis prepared by an independent highways engineer. Appearance from Peppard Lane, the house is 13.3 metres away from the boundary. All trees and shrubs are to be maintained and enhanced, and the property we believe will have limited visibility and impact on Peppard Lane. Privacy. SODC recommend 15 metres between street window to window relationships. We're proposing a 25 metre oblique relationship across Peppard Lane, and SODC recommend 21 metres from back window to window relationships. We have 32 metres from the proposed first floor rear windows to the balcony of Almeida and 53 metres to their garage. We're also proposing timber louvers to further enhance privacy. One comment referred to a lack of detail. The design information within the application describes the proposals and confirms that further detail may be provided to discharge any relevant planning conditions. This area is characterised by a variety of different infill developments of varying styles, and the issue of character was previously considered, and a contemporary proposal on this site was deemed to be acceptable. So in summary, we've taken great care to design a zero carbon family home that respects the character and site and situation orientation of surrounding properties. This is supported by a full arboricultural report to ensure trees are not compromised in any way, a daylight sunlight overshadowing report to confirm there's no post-development pressure on trees, an ecology report to confirm that habitats will be enhanced for a net site ecological gain, a sustainability report to confirm the proposals are zero carbon in excess of SODC requirements, a highways report to ensure the site can be safely accessed and serviced from Peppard Lane, and a planning report to ensure that the proposals are in full compliance with SODC local plan and the Henley and Parkston neighbourhood plan. So on the basis of the application, we believe it truly represents a sustainable form of development on an infill plot within the built-up area of town. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillors, any questions? Councillor Gavashak?
Yes, it was the highways that I was zoned in on when I was looking at it. Could you just go over that you have subsequently just go over the
Yes.
highway, not the rest. The highway.
What we didn't put in with this application was fully descriptive tracking diagram of access in from Peppard Lane to drive into the parking space in one sweep, and then to reverse out and then to drive out onto Peppard Lane in forward gear. This drawing has now been produced, and there's a supporting letter by an independent highways consultant as well.
That's gone, you said to SODC.
It only went today because I've been chasing the highways consultant.
Has it gone to OCC as well? Because it's OCC that.
It will have gone to SODC for distribution, yes.
Okay. All right, okay, that's fine from me.
Any other questions, councillors? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Anybody else?
Sorry?
Mr. Lucky.
Oh, did you, oh, sorry, you don't normally speak, but you obviously want to this evening.
Can I just,
Go ahead, please, yeah, of course.
like attendance society, can I just briefly refer to two applications tonight? First of which is Norman Avenue, B22 S2929. At the debate by you, we got a decision notice
Yeah,
lunchtime today.
mm,
Am I missing something?
no,
No. And the second one then is 12 to 16 Marketplace. I think my committee got themselves in a bit of a muddle here. I think what they're asking for is a projecting sign after all. And of course, to be in accord with the shopfront design guide, which would be coming, I think it's.
yeah. Thank you. Okay, let's move on then to item 5 on the agenda, which is plans amended. Please turn to page 9. Okay, so starting with the first one is P22 S2332. It's a householder application for High Lees. Any proposals? Councillor Gavashak?
Propose acceptance.
Okay, is that seconded? Councillor Romans, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? No, okay, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Next item is P22 S2708, and it's a full application for 19 to 21 Bell Street. Yes, Councillor Arlett.
I propose objection, Chairman, on the same reasons as we had before. I think it's unfortunate this is an amended application, and they obviously haven't listened to one word that Henley Town Council have said. I'm amazed it's come back as an amendment because it just offers absolutely nothing whatsoever. So I propose refusal on the same items as previously.
Okay, thank you. Is that seconded, Councillor Plant?
Yeah, they can't amend any of the things that we've said, so, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour of refusal? That's unanimous, thank you.
Just the kind of thing that just ends up going to SODC.
Unless we call it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did. We called it, no?
You did, okay. Okay, so I'll take the next two together if I may. We've got P22 S2929, it's a householder application, 8 Norman Avenue, and P22 S2931 listed building. Now, as Mr. Luckett has pointed out, and I will confirm that decision has been taken, it's been approved by SODC. Okay. And as it wasn't called in, it automatically goes through a delegation. All right, so that concludes plans amended. If we go to item 6, which is plans new. Councillors, how do we feel about discussing Leonard first? Would you like to do that, or would you just like to work through the agenda?
Right, that works.
Maybe we should go through the agenda.
Just go through the agenda, they'll be fairly quick.
Okay,
It's the-
okay, so agenda item 6, page 11, plans new. First one, P22 S3481, householder application for 41 St Mark's Road. Councillor Gavashak,
I propose acceptance.
seconded by councillor Plant. Thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour of approval? Thank you, that's carried. Next one is P22 S3481. It's a householder application for 11 Kings Close. Councillor Gavashak,
Propose acceptance.
seconded by councillor Romans. Would any other councillor like to speak? Yes, councillor Arlott?
Yeah, I was the same opinion of, as a Henley Society on this one. There's no real measurements for the outbuilding. And I think we should do subject to, the officer's, opinion on the outbuilding, because it's just, it looks better than a conservatory. Yeah,
I like the way they call it a garden room. There's no garden left now.
but that's the next problem.
Then we refuse it until we have dimensions.
We just second it for approval.
What I'm saying, so that's what I'm saying. If you want to do it that way, then it makes no sense at all. Because unless you want that in front of it, then you go for refusal until.
Councillor Gavashak, you made a
I
proposal.
accept, I will accept that, you know, subject to a comment that the planning officer looks at the site and
Yeah.
the studio.
Seconded. Yeah, okay. Would any other councillor like to speak? No? Okay, all those in favour of approval, subject to further information? Thank you, that's carried.
Why have you got your stern face on?
Have I? I've always got a stern face on, haven't I?
Very serious.
It's serious business, this is.
Absolutely, I must.
I think he's trying to speak German.
Oh, here we
I
go.
think he's trying to speak German over the last 3 days, actually.
Life altering decision.
Okay, thank you. So that was the comment. Are you okay with this? Yeah. Okay, the next one is P22 S3505, and that's a full application, north part of Leddard. Councillor Gavashak, you're leading on this proposal.
Yes, I'll propose acceptance, we did last time, and I think the improvements that are in the plans have been enhanced. As I said before, unclear as the highways, which seems to have been acceptable. The experts will look at the movement and the car movements at SABC and highways again. So therefore, I think it's acceptable. So I propose acceptance.
Thank you. Seconded. Councillor Romans, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak?
It's a subject to highways, but.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Councillor Holland.
I think, to be brutally honest, I sometimes question when the highways do come out and look at some of these applications rather than just look at them on a screen on a computer. And I would have thought if you travelled up Peppered Lane, which I think we all know well, you would question what had happened with the highways comment, or I would anyway. And there must be lots of houses, and my property is one at Elizabeth Road where I reverse out onto the road. So I think it's a bit nitpicking what they've done on this occasion.
I think it's illegal for that.
Is that on the new highway code?
I think it's always been there.
Although to be fair, Pepper Lane is very, very narrow, and there are line bends, so I think it's, yeah. While a lot of the time I'm not terribly fair to highways on this occasion, I think it's perfectly reasonable to raise it and tick the box.
Well, if I can just come back, Chairman, to be fair, it's not exactly a busy main road, is it? You know, if one has to be brutally honest. Anyway.
Okay. Okay, we've got a proposal for approval. It's been seconded. Would any other councillor like to speak? No? Okay, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. The next one is
No to change our mind.
But on the other hand. Just be brief.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So the next one is P22 S3540 listed building for 9 Hop Gardens. Councillor Plants.
Approval subject to conservation.
Okay, seconded. Thank you,
Yeah.
councillor Gavashak. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour, subject to the conservation officer. Thank you. And the next one is P22 S3610, and it's a householder application for 28 Duke Street. Councillor Plants,
Approval.
seconded. Okay, would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour of approval? Thank you, that's carried. Just want to try and persuade them to keep their chimney. All right, chimneys.
Bad for the environment, apparently.
Oh, you don't, you could just put them got dried flowers in it or something.
Yeah, now.
Okay, I'll take the next two together if I may. P22 S3620 is a full application for 25 Thameside. And then the corresponding listed building application, P22 S3623. Councillor Plants,
Yeah, again, approval subject to the conservation officer.
seconded.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Yes, councillor. Arnold.
Yeah, I complain when there's insufficient information on plans, but this is absolutely overkill. This one, and I'm not sure how many elevation drawings there are, or how many plans there are. It must be somewhere in the way of 20.
They drowned.
And it's almost as if they're trying to confuse a planning committee, but obviously not this one.
Or they have succeeded.
They need a Wyville-esque plan.
Okay, so we've got a motion for approval. It's been seconded. Would any other councillor like to speak? It's subject to conservation officer, of course. Okay, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. And the next one is P22 S3684. It's a full application for 12 to 16 Marketplace. Councillor Plant.
We go for approval, but we still do need to look at the shopfront guide on this one.
I have to say, yes, councillor Gavashak.
Well, I will second, but I was gonna actually question the hanging sign. They've already got a
Projected sign, you mean?
projected sign, yes.
I have to say, I didn't notice that myself, any projection. Did anyone else?
I think the difference is that's pedanticness of like one obviously like hangs and swings, but one just jots straight out on a beach. And that like we look at the shopfront guide, really need to like
They've got,
rewrite.
they've already
it.
got a hanging sign. Yeah, put a hanging sign up.
Hmm.
Well, as long as it's projected, but there's no light shining on it. Yeah, okay.
Well, the conservation officer is happy.
Yes,
To be honest with you, that's not an issue. I have lived in that flat and the sign is right in
That's
the.
have you lived in?
All this is about what Martin's going to do with downstairs and upstairs. He wants to live. The sign sits exactly between the two windows below, so it's out of eyesight.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
from inside information.
Good information.
Yeah,
Okay, interest though,
Yes.
you'll find Tom sat on it.
I have no interest whatsoever. I don't live there anymore. I'm very happy not to live there.
okay, so we've got a proposal, yeah, councillor Gavashak, did you propose?
No,
No, councillor, right.
Yeah,
Councillor
right.
Plant, and then.
and the sub-honourable Gavashak seconded.
Seconded, okay.
Very
No other councillor wants to speak, let's put this to the vote, then all those in favour, subject to the conservation officer, thank you, that's carried. Sorry, could I just clarify what we're subject to,
Conservation.
conservation?
No, not that one, not.
Looking at the shop front.
No, oh no, we're going to look at that at some point, but that's not subject to. We
So
keep
then
saying it
it's
every time it
subject
comes
to-
up, saying it's
I know,
slightly a contribution to the shop front guide. We say we really need to look at the shop front guide. We just haven't done it.
I don't think it's very long,
Happy to do
you
it.
can easily look it up.
So there was no subject to.
No, no, not for that one.
No,
It was just a
it's,
straightforward
this,
approval.
the conservation has okayed it, so
So it is just
it's
straightforward.
fine with us,
Yes,
yeah.
subject was any discount or cloud again.
Okay, for the page, please, to page 12, and we've got P22 S3766 listed building, and it's 5 Friday Street.
Approval. Subject to council.
Councillor, oh, I've got so many hands going up. So we've got proposal for approval. Councillor
Secondly,
Gavin,
subject to the conservation officer, but it will happen anyway.
yeah, okay, any other councillor like to speak?
No, I was just gonna say.
No. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that this one should be like for like.
It's in, if you ever went out the back of Hot Gossip when it was there, I mean, these walls are lucky to still be standing.
Yeah.
They're sort of the walls that sort of come out at an angle like this. I mean, they're quirky, but I'm sure
You
if they do it in a
should
like.
rebuild with another brick wall though.
Well, I think conservation will obviously have to approve whatever they do for it, but at the moment, they're just lucky to be upright. Whoever, there's an overarching like landlord who owns a whole strip at the back of the antique shop that goes the whole way down, and it's in part his responsibility, or their responsibility, but it's in a shocking state of disrepair.
Mm. Because when the one behind Marketplace was done, they put in flint.
Is that code?
Okay, well, anyway, we've got a proposal, it's been seconded, so subject to the conservation officer's approval, all those in favour? Okay, that's carried, thank you. And last but not least, P22 S3774 householder application for 23 Groves Road, which is retrospective. Councillor Gavin.
Well, the first time I looked at this, I was concerned regarding privacy because, balconies with double windows that you go out and you can look right over the back garden, but there have been no objections from neighbours on it. And they, in a way, have had fair warning, so therefore I propose it.
Okay, seconding, thank you, councillor Plant, would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Okay, let's pop up to the agenda again quickly. So, no objections of falling applications, item 7. No. And 8 is decision notices, just to receive and note the reports from the planning authority.
Well, on the call-ins, we've already called in Bell Street, so does that matter about the?
No, what's the school doing? School.
Oh, good. Sorry.
Okay, all noted. Thank you. And just to note that 9 P21 S5370 full application for 25 Thames site has been withdrawn. I presume that relates to the previous of the previous. And been superseded, I think is the word. Okay. The next one on the agenda is just to note the minutes of the neighbourhood plan committee, which took place on the 26th of September.
Item 10,
10. I missed one.
solar PV system at Phyllis Court.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
We can only comment relating to the design or external experience, that's an appearance.
Okay. Number 10, prior approval notification. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. Has anyone ever seen one of these before? Is it something new?
No, I think so. But we can comment, we were,
Yeah.
we were, it
Sure.
was sent to us. And we can comment on the design or external
Mm.
appearance.
Okay. Do we have any comments?
No, I can.
No. Okay.
No.
Let's go for no comment then. Okay, I'll just take number 11 quickly because I did it in the wrong order. 11, Neighbourhood Plan Committee, just to note the draft notes, thank you. And item 12 is Town and Country Planning Tree Preservation Order on Western Road. Yes, councillor Lance.
Sure, just quickly on the referendum, but are we as a town council doing any marketing or anything on the vote or why and all that sort of stuff?
Well, it's difficult
24th of this month.
because we are officially in Purda.
Yeah.
We can't. Oh, Kath, I think you could explain this
Yeah.
better than I can.
We're very limited in what we can do because we're the qualifying body for the neighbourhood plan. So if anyone if there was something factually incorrect in the press, then we could correct that. But we're not allowed to expend any resources on promoting a yes or a no vote. But we can encourage people to vote in the referendum, and a letter will be going out in the next week or so from Councillor Arlett as chair of the Neighbourhood Plan Committee, and it will be delivered to all the houses in Henley.
It's a bit long off here.
So,
It's a long off here.
I think I can get round about a week.
But it's been run past SODC to check whether it conforms with Purda terms. And
I've seen it as well.
yeah, Michelle's seen it, and basically it just explains a bit about the background and encourages people to vote on the 24th of November.
And we will be putting some posters up as well, just to remind people to come out and vote. At some time,
Hmm.
but we would encourage them to vote.
Yes. Yeah.
Always.
No. Okay. I mean, I had a suggested amendment and we decided not to go back to SODC. All right, so. Right, so back to the tree preservation order, just to note the tree preservation order on Western Road. Yes, councillor
I'll
Devonshire.
just say a couple of sentences on this. This was brought to my attention, and the chainsaws were about to fell it. And I contacted OTB and they forwarded them to Matt Guildford at SABC. And he immediately phoned the person with the chainsaw and said, would you stop? I'm putting a temporary tree preservation will go on it. Then there was an arboricultural report. I always have trouble with that word, to see what the state of the tree was. And the temporary order lasts for 6 months. So there was a report, and they obviously found that the tree was sound. It's a beautiful tree, therefore the temporary one was confirmed by the chair of planning, and that's the process. So if you do hear the chainsaws on substantial trees that you can see, then well, get in touch with me, and I'll try and get things moving. But it was literally, from hearing about it, it was an hour and a half before I managed to get it stopped, which was good news. Anyway, it was good news. Or it is good news.
Could I just confirm, have they allowed the swing to be left on it?
That's beyond my paper, mate. I don't know.
Need a swing reservation.
That swing has been there for ages. I mean, it's.
We should have a swing preservation.
I was thinking more of councillor votes for swingers preservation.
Yeah,
See the picture.
okay,
I don't
quickly moving on.
I don't know.
Item 13, which is the budget. Now we will notice that the planning budget is tiny compared to the other committees. Let's
We
turn to,
should still look for cuts.
Brings in a lot.
let's look at page 21.
Pencils in.
I can't find mine now. Oh, there it is. It's so small, I couldn't find it. Okay. Any comments, queries? Are you happy to just approve it? Yes, councillor Arlott?
Just one question, the salaries, does the salaries include the climate emergency? Expenses of 20,000.
No, that's a separate one. The
So-
climate emergency.
Different lot.
The reason why you're asking this is
But that's part of the planning committee, so are you saying that the climate emergency expenses is 20,000, that includes the salaries in there?
No, that's budget for the climate.
So the salaries are in with
emergency.
110,000,
Yes.
yeah, that's what. So tell me this, could we pay any of those salaries with SIL money?
I believe the town council already uses a percentage of SIL money to pay
They do.
salaries.
It does, yeah. We discussed that a couple of years ago.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, can I take that as approved then? Thank you. Item 14 on page 23 is the progress report for applications called in. Any updates that we know of?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Item 10A Manor Road, we had a site visit there on Monday. I went to committee 3 weeks ago. We had a site meeting on Monday to look at it. And that's on the agenda tomorrow evening. Obviously we've got amendments in now on 9 to 11 Bell Street. And I've heard nothing on the Smith Centre. Don't know if anybody else has heard anything on that, the Smith Centre. That seems to have gone fairly quiet at the moment. Oh, okay, so yeah. But yeah, so 9 to 11 Bell Street, we've got amendments coming on those two, which are possibly nothing again. Other than that, I think as to.
do you think they'll ask for a site visit on the Smith Centre?
Don't know. I'll do that. Yeah, to Gathersham. I'll see what I can find out on that. Yeah. It will definitely go to committee, says I.
Okay, thank you. So the last item is the progress report for this committee.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, your question, will there be a site visit? Do you, well, just for your opinion, do you think there should be, or?
What project that lot?
I mean, it's. I guess it depends what the officer's report says. Yeah.
Well, we'll get the report and then we'll decide. Yeah.
Okay, last item 15. Page 25.
I'll comment on the top one.
Yes,
This is
please.
crossing. This has been absolutely torturous, well, from my point of view, but we basically were desperately short staffed in the south. There were 5 officers in the north of the south, which is the Didcot area, and then 2 in the south. Anyway, they have now appointed somebody, and the top of their list is Sir Tom Crossing. So we are having those ones, and I'm continually emailing and putting gentle but polite pressure on to say, get the plans done and get the quotes out. Because of course, this will come back to this committee for the approval of the funding going forward. So we want that done. And it will be, I've said this before, it will be quite expensive because it's a up-in crossing, the one colour can hold it, so it's the traffic lights and stop and whatever. It's not as simple as ever crossing. But anyway, it's moving, which is good. Sorry, and the next one, sorry, yes. I am. The next one, there has been a lot of concern about the refuge by Wilford House on Bell Street. And I have asked for a meeting with an OCC officer to actually look at it with a view to having a normal pedestrian crossing there. So therefore, when I know more, I will come and talk to the committee about it. So on that particular aspect, with some progress.
Thank you. Okay, anything, there's nothing really to report on the Article 4 direction, is there?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Well, mention it.
No, you sent the
Yeah.
email, that's
Well,
right.
you send me the information. To send the email.
We can both speak if you want
Chinese
to.
whispers.
Who wants to go first?
Go on, you say.
Something came through on an alert about Reading were implementing Article 4 direction.
Hmm.
And I forwarded it to Councillor Arlett, who sent it on to SDC to say if Reading can do it, why can't we?
Exactly, I said, yeah, politely, if Reading can, do Article 4, you know, surely we can.
Where
take
have
the
they,
time
where have they done their Article 4s?
In Reading.
No,
I haven't checked.
Small
always hard work, isn't it?
You really should,
Ken didn't read that piece of information.
you really should listen, Chair, to the previous sentence.
Yeah, I don't know where, honestly, I just read it and passed it on to SADC and said, it's good enough for Reading, it's good enough for SADC,
Yeah,
which I thought that was.
and you haven't had a reply then?
No, actually, no, I haven't.
Okay.
But it went
So we'll
to
follow
a
that
number
up.
of people, sent it to quite a few people.
Okay, well, we'll just add that to the progress
Yeah.
report, see if we get something back.
Mhm.
Do you want to add to the land supply, but we sent the land supply letter to Adrian Duffield and Mark Stone, so we're just waiting to hear back from that one. So we'll add that to the progress report, shall we? Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you, councillors. Thank you for your contribution.